America has always been known as the land of the free and the home of the brave. The land of the free means you have certain rights here in America that other people do not have in their countries. Lately, though, some American athletes have decided to use some of these rights, but in my opinion, they're using it to disrespect America. Some athletes who play football, soccer, and basketball have decided to take a knee during the national anthem being played right before a game they are about to take part in. The first athlete to do this was Colin Kaepernick, a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. The reason Kaepernick said he was taking the knee was because he wanted to bring awareness to African American communities being suppressed as well as police brutality. After Kaepernick took this knee, other athletes have joined in, such as Megan Rapinoe, who plays soccer for Team USA, along with the entire Indiana Fever team, which is a WNBA team based out of Indiana. I feel every athlete should be standing during the national anthem, though, as it is a way we Americans show our respect to the men and women who gave their lives in war so that we can be free. The athletes who take these knees say they're not taking them to disrespect the military, but if you cannot stand and show some respect for fallen soldiers of wars, then you are disrespecting America. Now, in my opinion, if you have a problem, you need a solution, and I have one. Colin Kaepernick and all these other athletes that have decided to take a knee during the national anthem should have to spend a day with veterans of wars. It can be a veteran from any war, but just let these veterans explain their life story. Let them explain their childhood and how they came to the decision to go into the military, how they stopped doing what they were doing, like going to school, trying to have a family, or trying to go professional in a sport like all these other athletes. Let these veterans explain the struggles that they have gone through during war. Let them explain the hell that they had to go through during combat and how they feared they would never be going home or even be able to stand for the national anthem again. I feel if these veterans do explain their lives and what they have had to gone through, many of these athletes who are taking a knee will feel a bit more grateful for having the life that they have. After all, Colin Kaepernick and these athletes would not have the right to be playing a game as a job if it weren't for these war veterans who didn't go to war and fight for the freedom. We have to have them back in the homeland. And there are plenty of disabled veterans who would love to stand for the national anthem, but sadly, their disability from the war doesn't allow them to stand. The least we can do is stand for them. Now, Kaepernick and these athletes do have some valid points to why they take a knee. They say they're doing this to bring awareness to the African Americans being suppressed, as well as police brutality. I will not turn a blind eye on the fact that there is police brutality, but the fact is, cops do have one of the hardest jobs in this country. Cops never know if this will be the last day that they say goodbye and kiss their family goodbye as they walk out the door to go to their job. On social media, all we see is Facebook and Twitter, and it seems like people are just posting videos of cops doing wrong. Where are all the good videos? Why are we only showing the bad ones? Why don't we show the video of Officer Terry Eloy out of Pennsylvania saving a taxi driver's life as he's being robbed? Officer Eloy pulled up right behind a taxi driver as he was being robbed by a gunman at that point. Where is that video? Where are the videos of officers being shot at, being chased down by cars, fighting to save lives? Where are those videos? That is the main problem with all of this in the society that we live in today, is that we always like to focus on the bad and not the good stories. Like Black Lives Matter, it seems whenever a black person is killed by police that the entire nation erupts into protest. So why didn't the white race go out and protest when a group of black people broke into Dorothy Dow's house, a white older lady, and tried to rob her and ended up beating her and setting her on fire? This is a point that shows that there is crime committed by every race against every race. It's the world we live in today. Now, Kaepernick and all the other athletes say they're taking this knee so that they can change this country for better and bring people together. I don't see this as the violence is not going down. In fact, violence seems to be going up. What all this reminds me of is the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge a couple years back. Everybody was dumping buckets of ice water on their heads and saying this was their fight against ALS. Newsflash, dumping water on your head does not cure ALS, and these athletes taking a knee are not stopping any violence. If they wanted to stop the black race from being suppressed and police brutality, go out into these communities where this is happening. Have town meetings, have rallies, have police versus community softball games, something like that. Those kind of things can bring people together and stop all of this violence. All you're doing is disrespecting the flag of your country that has given you the opportunity to play this game by taking a knee. So, as I finish up here, I would like you to think about the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country by giving up their life to defend their country that they loved so much. Think about how we as people are so lucky to be in a country where women can go to school and get an education. Be thankful that there are not bombs going off in your backyard as you hear battles going on in your neighborhood. Think about all that for just a second. And just to remember, the men and women who served this country gave us all this by making sacrifices that many of us would never even think about doing. The flag and the national anthem are very important patriotic symbols to people who have served for this country and who have not served for this country. But in the end, we all live in a country that gives us many rights that you would not have in other countries. The least we can do is show a little respect for the flag and the national anthem.